Hey everybody, my name's Oli Cardle. I'm a Freeletics ambassador from the UK.
And this is Angelo, Freeletics ambassador from the United States.
Yeah!
I got it, man.
He got it. He nailed it. Welcome to the Shaped by Gods podcast. Yeah!
Five, four, three, two, one, go.
Yes, welcome back to the Shaped by Gods podcast. My name is Oli. This is Angelo.
Hi, this is Angelo.
Hi. He managed to get his intro perfectly. He nailed it. He nailed it. Finally, 12 times we've practiced that.
Did you expect it?
You surprised me. You surprised me. But there you go.
I was doing it on purpose. I was doing it on purpose for the audience too, because they're saying this guy is never gonna make it. But I just wanted to show you guys that even if you try 11 times, it's gonna.
That's right.
Be the time, right. The 12th time that you're gonna get it.
Practice and repetition, and you'll get there.
Yes.
Yes.
It's the master of learning.
Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Baby.
Okay. So this is episode 12, man. We're still smashing through our new journeys. It's getting to a point now where we're not going to be able to call it a new journey. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I don't know.
Do you know what? Right, because of the way the show is edited, all that's going to look like. Because I was talking, you're not going to be on the screen, and all that's going to see is me do this.
Yeah, I can be like that, and you, you know, nobody sees anything.
We'll invent a game where we've got to put each other off. Whenever you're speaking, I've got to do something, and vice versa.
I'm gonna be very serious, and I'm gonna be like, ooh, yeah.
Awesome. Right. Okay. So here we go. We're back in. So I don't know about you. Well, I do know about you because we do speak during the week, other than doing this podcast. So I know. We've had a bit of a tough week, you and I. I've had a particularly tough week. I've actually had to learn how to ride a bicycle again because my car decided to die on the way home from work. On the way to the school run, decided to snap a drive shaft in half. So yeah, that wasn't great, but it does mean that for the last 2 days I've been cycling to and from work 5 miles each way, which has been kind of cool actually. It's not something I've done a lot of, cycling, but again, for me, that was bonus exercise, you know.
Yeah, I love my bicycle.
Yeah, I actually got that bicycle maybe 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and I got it as part of a birthday present, but that was just before we had to move house, and I've never ridden it. So it was a good job we've got it now. It was stowed away at my brother's house, and I messaged him late on Monday night and said, "Hey, you don't happen to have my bike there, do you? Because I've got no car anymore." So yeah, I see that as bonus exercise. But the idea of getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning to cycle to work in the dark wasn't ideal. But it's been tough, and keeping up with my journey as well has been tough. I think. Having spoken to you quite a lot, I think we've probably burnt ourselves out quite a bit. Obviously, we've got very busy lives, and trying to keep on top of these journeys is very difficult. How have you been doing with your workouts? Have you still been managed to get them in?
Amazing.
Amazing.
No.
Good.
No.
You haven't?
No, I to be very honest, I skipped some workouts because of life. It gets busy, and with many things like a work can be a lot sometimes, so many hours, and have other responsibilities of cooking, fixing the house, or being in the relationship you have, and friends, or many other things, studies, special studies you have to keep up. And then sometimes when you I was skipping the morning wake up, and losing those 2 hours in the morning, it was pushing everything 2 hours ahead. So if I was skipping the workout in the morning, then I was skipping my studies. So if I was losing those 2 hours, like let's say 1 hour for workout and 1 hour for studies, then I had no time for workout, no time for studies. So I was going straight to work. And then, well, how much you can do after work, when you come back 10 or 10:30 at night. So
Yeah. I think the other thing as well is, I know it's difficult doing your workouts, but that is something that you do for yourself and for your mental state. So again, if you wake up first thing in the morning and get that workout in, then it's almost you've rewarded yourself with that achievement, and that affects the rest of your day. So if you've missed that in the morning, you haven't managed to give yourself that little bit of achievement at the start of the day. And then obviously the endorphin release from exercise, and and that positive vibe that carries on, and then it does sort of, it's a ripple effect that goes from that workout throughout your day.
yeah.
I can relate to that at the minute, because I got myself into a position where I would much prefer the morning workouts. So during when our country was in lockdown and I wasn't working, for example, I would make sure I'd get up first thing and I would do that workout, and then the rest of the day was a lot easier. But now having to start work, I'm getting up at 5 a.m. and making my way out to work whilst everyone's still asleep. I don't get to do my workout before work. So I can relate to that, and not getting it done first thing means that you have to try and find that energy after a long day. And your days are particularly long. So I mean, if you're not finishing work until 10:30, then yes, that's definitely a very difficult time to try and come home and get your workout in. But you've done well. You've done well, man. I mean, I've been really pushing. You just asked me before we started the show how many workouts I had done on the new journey, and I've done 15 of the 48, and you've done 12. So I know I've been squeezing them in and doing 4 or 5 a week. So if you still hit 12 despite struggling to get going and do it in the morning, and you've hit 12 workouts after a long day, 10:30 finish at work, then you're doing really well, man. You're doing a great job. I think sometimes you can overlook how well you're doing, because you always feel like you could do better. It's really hard. Any sort of downtime between achievements, you feel like you could be doing more. So you got to, like we always say, you got to listen to your body, and if your body's telling you you're tired, then it's very difficult to convince it otherwise. So how have you been dealing with that? How have you been getting yourself into this position? Because I think you've turned that around now. You've got to a position now where you've relit that fire, and you're ready to go again.
To be very honest, like honestly is what describes the show. We talk by experience, know nothing from someone we don't know. Dark moments can come anytime. They don't ask you, they don't care about you. Mind is over there, it's gonna pop up things that happened to your past or anything, and it can put you down for a little bit. Only if you let it to happen. So how I got, let's say for example, from 15 to 12, the difference that we have the 3 days is that the last, except yesterday and today was the 3 days before, it was 3 days in a row of not wanting to wake up or get up or do nothing. And because the first thing comes to my mind, when I wake up, it's just thoughts are keep coming, like a brainstorm, and moments and regrets and things that happened to the past and everything. So it becomes like a dark cloud over your head when you just in the morning, and it was very difficult. So the thing is, because it's not the first time, and it happened before in the past, and it was kept happening, and every time I was trying to find a solution, or you trying to get out of this black hole that tries to suck you in it, eat you alive, like the black hole does in the universe. So I was trying to find solutions like not to play a sound with a motivational speaker, something to say something, or having the curtains on just when the moment the sunrise is gonna hit, then the sunlight is gonna hit my face and everything, or the temperature in the room, play with the temperature in the room. So because they're saying about the cold, the hat, and all this kind of stuff, checking the weather, how it's going to be tomorrow morning, and I was checking everything, every single solution. So I went to back the old school, because the mind and the body is two different things. The body always is gonna reject you if you try to do something very difficult. Let's say you want to run 10 kilometers, gonna say no, I'm gonna be tired, I don't want to do it, I don't want to get into this, blah blah, but your mind says no, you're gonna do it. So you have a fight. If the body was the brain and the mind was the body, we would be unstoppable. We're doing everything. So what I've done, how to do the first step, it was with Julie, we had the idea to get like alarms and force ourselves, like the old school thing, take the alarms, put it on the other room, put it in somewhere else, make them just go off until you're gonna wake up, and you have to force yourself off the bed, go over there and take it and turn it off. And then you start your day, you're just already off the bed. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say this is a successful thing, because the first time it happened, I turned off the alarms and went back to bed. So it doesn't mean you can turn it around overnight. So the third day, actually, I turned off the alarm, and it was like a fight in my mind. My mind was saying, you
Yeah.
go back to sleep, you need to sleep, you're tired, or whatever, you need to be quiet, you don't have to do this, you don't have to work out, it's too early, it's 6 o'clock in the morning, blah blah blah, it's cold, you have to get warm. You don't have to. The most of the thing you don't have to do it, you don't have to do it. So just take a minute, every time I turn off the alarm, take a minute, take a deep breath, and I say, you know what? That's it. Let me go do it. And then the best thing you can do when you have the alarms, and you can have a second alarm. You have it a little bit further than the first one, and have it on a different timing. Let's say if you want to wake up at 6, you have it at 6, and the second one you have it at 6:05. So if you turn off this one, you go back to the bed, 5 minutes, the other one is gonna go off, but this one is further than the other one. So probably it's gonna make you feel bad too, like, oh, I turned off the first one, you know what? It's okay, it's time to get up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the thing about how to get up from the bed. That is working pretty good for me now with the alarms that I have to get off from the bed. About the dark places, it's just you can't neglect them. You can't push them away. You can't hide, like I told you before, you can't hide them under the covers. You have to face your fears, you have to face your thoughts, you have to face the things that are coming, and you have to understand the value of these thoughts too. Like, let's say you have a person, a random stranger, on the street, and tells you, I don't know, you ugly or whatever. Who's that person that says that to you? What's how his mind or her mind works for that person to say to you something like that. And you have to see the value of what is happening. So I was taking one thought at a time, and I was saying, oh, this bad thing happened back then or whatever, it's my fault. And I was saying, oh, wait, before I say it's my fault, what's the meaning of this thought? What's the meaning of what happened in the past? And then I was going to the other one, to the other one, to the other one, and then you understand, like, you trying to see where you are right now, where I am, and what is happening, and how you got everything you have, and what's the value of yourself and everything. And it's like you're rewiring your thoughts. You turn them, you flip them around to the positive way.
So I think you're right. I think it's important to address these things. And I think as well, speaking about these things as well. If you're having a hard time speaking about it, is so important. And I think the other thing, if you have things on your mind that are causing you to, you know, struggle a little bit, or causing you to, you know, giving you pain, then it is a good idea. If you've got someone, I know not everybody's got somebody, but if you've got someone that you can share that with, and just get a second opinion, because 9 times out of 10, everybody's got that voice. There isn't a person on earth that hasn't got that voice in their head where they're going through this dialect and the yeah, all this what if this happened, and you know, and trying to make sense of stuff that you've only got. I mean, you've only got half of the story of everything that you've been through, you know, because usually with experiences, especially if it's an experience with other people, you don't know the other half of that story. You don't know what's going on in their head with their thoughts, or whether anything is going on in their head with their thoughts, you know. And a lot of the time it's that difficulty filling in those gaps in your head that causes the trouble, because you've got your thoughts and your opinions, but you can't have that conversation with someone that isn't there. So you don't know, your mind is trying to fill in the gaps, and that's where multiple different scenarios come into play into your head that, you know, that play out in different ways. So it is difficult, and I think talking to people, finding someone that you can talk to, and sharing that and getting someone else's opinion, because sometimes if you've only got your side of it, you don't have to speak to necessarily the person that is involved in the other side of that argument or that story or that situation. Just having someone else's thought or opinion, you know, that could be quite valuable, just to get that flip side from a neutral angle. The alarm clock story you told me was unbelievable. It reminded me, do you know what it reminded me? When I was a kid, when I was a teenager trying to get up for work, I used to work in a supermarket at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was a snooze button hitter. You know, I'd hit that snooze button every morning. I think a couple of things that changed my relationship with sleep, and my ability to go to bed and just switch off. And I think in the last 8 years, there's only been 1 or 2 nights where I've gone to bed and I can't sleep because of too many things racing through my head. Having children is one, because it gets to a point where you're not in control of when you get to sleep. So when you do get that chance to sleep, bang, you go, you know. But I think the other thing as well is going to bed each night with a reason to be excited about getting up the next day. So, you know, most of the time, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be something small or silly, but I will try and go to bed, and in my head, I'll have something I'm looking forward to doing the next day that makes me want it. As soon as that alarm's, I don't even, for a long time, I didn't have an alarm because, again, I had children. So there's no point setting your alarm for 6 o'clock in the morning when your children walk in at 5. So, but recently I've been having to get up at 5, so everyone else is asleep. But I think if you find every morning that you don't want to get out of bed, then maybe there's something in your day-to-day life that you need to change that gives you that little bang, that little spark. When you go to bed the night before, you think, you know what, I can't wait to start that tomorrow. I can't wait to get up and do that. I get to do this tomorrow. So, you know, as soon as that, you're almost, for me, I've gotten to a point now where sleep is a bit of an inconvenience. The need to sleep is just annoying because it's dead time to me. It's wasted time where I'm not doing these things that I want to do, you know. And I know you yourself in the past, you've had a very good relationship with, you know, finding motivational, you know, reasons to get up, and you know, every day. What is difficult as well, and now this is something that people sometimes don't realize, is you are the most motivational person I've ever met. You know, your Instagram feed and when we speak to you, you are constantly, you know, giving other people reasons to do these things. And what people don't realize a lot of the time is sometimes the person that is pushing everyone to be better, and you know, you can do this, and they're supporting everyone, they forget they need a little bit of help themselves. They need support themselves, because it's one thing telling people, you know, you can do this, you know, you're amazing, the things you're doing are incredible, you're achieving some great things. It's one thing being able to tell other people and see that. It's quite another thing to be able to look at yourself and have that same feeling, you know. Self-motivation is the hardest. is the hardest. Motivating other people should be quite straightforward, because you want the best for these people, and you as a person, you do want the best for everybody. I know you very well. I know that's what you're about. You're about helping other people to achieve and to be comfortable with who they are and to be proud of what they're doing anyway, not worried about what they're not achieving. Be proud of what you are achieving. And we sometimes forget that people like you, they might need a little boost every now and then themselves. So you are doing amazingly, man. You're doing such a good job. You've dropped. You think about it on the grand scheme of things. After 7 years of Freeletics, you just went 3 days without a workout. Think about how many people have gone 3 years without a workout. 30 years without a workout. You dropped 3 days, and the only reason that's bugged you so much is because you care so much about improving and getting better. And it does get you down when you've got that mindset where you're determined every day to make progress. Days where you feel like you haven't made progress, that really hits you hard. But you just don't forget how well you're doing, man. You're doing a great job.
Yeah. Thank you so much, man. Thank you thank you, my brother, for everything you said. The same goes to you too. That's why we have same vision and same desires for the world. That's why we're doing this show, and that's why we keep sending messages, because if one person hear this and takes a message and change its life, it's something priceless. And I'll never stop. Thank you for everything. So I'll never stop doing it. I'll never stop. Maybe I skip a workout, but I'll never stop pushing somebody not to skip a workout, because sometimes, like you said, it happens to everybody, and sometimes it's like a domino effect. And this is where you have to put your best, because when you skip one day and you have the dark places, let's say, and you skip second day, those dark places, they're getting stronger. You just you put energy into this, and then the third time you have to act rapidly. It's like you having a great diet, and you start eating like a fast food, like a fully processed foods, whatever. The first day is going to be fine. The second time is going to be a little worse. The third time you're going to say, you know what, should I eat the broccoli or should I eat the chocolate right now? Chocolate. And then there's not going to be of option broccoli or chocolate. It's going to be straight to chocolate.
It gets harder and harder. The longer you allow that to go on, the harder it gets.
Exactly.
And I can completely relate. I have so many of these days. So many dark days where it's again, we go back to stuff we've spoken about in earlier episodes, where there's this assumption that we want to do this. We love doing this every day. We love getting up and working out every day. The first 2 weeks of this journey has been torture for me, and not just because they've been really hard workouts, but because I'm tired, man. If I'm completely honest, I'm tired. I'm exhausted from work and long days and sorting out things that that it's just life. Like you said, it's life. But I know that up until that second I get on that workout mat, I don't want to do it. I really don't want to do it. And I think there's something to be said for getting the workout done when it's the last thing you want to do. I think sometimes you have to do these things when you're not motivated. You don't have to be motivated to achieve something. I think I've said in the past, I'm not motivated to brush my teeth in the morning, but I brush my teeth in the morning. I'm not motivated to, like, I've just finished tonight's workout. Man, it was torture. Absolute torture. It was something that I knew was going to be tough. The last 2 days I've cycled from work at 5 a.m. And then back in time to do the school run. So just getting back in time to pick the kids up. And then once you pick the kids up, you're in dad duty mode. And by the time the kids are in bed, it's 8:30 p.m., 9 o'clock. And then you got to get your mat out and do your workout. So it is torture. It's hard to get up for it, but there's something to be said for you don't have to feel motivated to get these things done. Because how do you think I felt the second I finished that workout?
Yeah.
How do you reckon?
The feeling when you finish the workout is
Unbelievable.
It's priceless. It's
It's the
priceless.
best. Yeah, it's the best I felt all day. But if I hadn't done that, the chances are I would have felt so bad, it would have rolled over to the next day, and I'd have been more tired tomorrow, and I wouldn't have done my workout tomorrow either. So, it's the hardest thing in the world to get that workout started, but you never ever regret it. You never regret it. You're listening to the Shaped by Gods podcast. Right, okay, it's time. Once again, we're going to go back to our regular feature. It's time for another workout of the week. Workout of the week. Let's go.
Workout of the week.
Okay, this week we are going to be covering another one of the Freeletics free workouts that comes free with the free app, the Freeletics. It's free. It's called...
Is it? Is it free?
It's called Herakles. Herafreeze. Now we're going to go with Herakles.
Paraphrase.
That's right. That's right. So just to clear up, because that was a load of nonsense on my part. Herakles.
Herakles.
Is that Hercules? Is that another word for Hercules? Tell me. Or
Yes.
is it a complete?
Yes.
It is the same god, is it?
Because the Greek name is Herakles. So
Herakles.
Herakles or Herakles or Herakles. Herakles. What's your name, my friend? Herakles.
Sorry, what now? Herakles.
Herakles.
Right. One of my favorite Freeletics workouts.
I don't believe you, man. I don't believe you.
It's
Don't tell me that Herakles. Don't tell me that Herakles and Poseidon are your favorite workouts. No.
Hey, man, I didn't mention Poseidon. You brought her up. Yeah. Right. Okay. So, Herakles, it is a upper body workout for sure. And it's one of the rare workouts that gives you a little rest. In fact, it's a 60-second rest, which is quite a lot. So we've got 5 times commando pull-ups left, which means you put your left hand in front of the right hand on the bar. So for anyone who doesn't know, the commando pull-ups are almost like you have the bar side on, rather than going where the bar's across your body. You have it going level with your shoulder, and you're facing, you're looking along the bar.
Somewhere.
You're looking somewhere. If you are someone who likes to have their eyes
where
open.
you're looking at? You know where you're looking at?
The wall. I'm looking at the wall. What
you're
are you
looking your stronger self coming for you.
That's right. You're looking yourself in the face, and you don't like it. Right. Okay. So 5 commando pull-ups left. Then it's 10 straight bar dips, 5 commando pull-ups right, and then 10 push-ups. And then it's a 60-second rest, which it does feel like a long rest for a 3-round workout. But I guess it's upper body strength stuff. I usually do this one after double Poseidon on my rest days. You're winning the distract the other host game right now.
I am sorry. I apologize.
1 point down. That was a good one. We're gonna have to bring these up. This little gift that we got. Look at that. Yeah, let's quickly divert from Herakles for a minute and talk about these. For those of you who are listening to the podcast, what Angelo is doing is he's hiding his face with a strategically placed towel that both of us, we received one in the post from Freeletics ambassador Colin.
Yes, the beast. Yes, Colin, man.
Wherever I lay my mat on Instagram. So
or here you have to add this. Boom.
Yeah, boom, pow, Colin.
Boom,
so
pew.
Colin surprised Angelo and I with a little gift. It is an embroidered towel with a hashtag stronger together and 712-379-7117, which is the number of our Freeletics Zoom workout group, the famous Zoom workout group.
That's worldwide famous.
So there we go. Thank you so much, Colin. Colin is doing so much for this community, and he's coming up with poetry. He's coming up with motivational songs and prayers, and he is sending out towels. He's
That's
quite the
awesome.
gentleman. That is good. And he's actually formed a very, very formidable team with his daughter as well, which absolutely awe-inspiring the way they work out together. Yeah. Powerful squad. Yeah, so that what a great little segue that was. That was well worth it. Well worth sliding across to. So Herakles. Now it's a 3-round workout. Like we said, 5 commando pull-ups on the left, then 5 commando pull-ups on the right. Now they're quite tricky, and I think both of us have experienced the surprise shoulder touch of the bar when you pull up that bar between your hands and you put your head either side for each rep.
Yes.
And I had my bar was attached with a bolt that I decided to put through my shoulder at one point. They thought, yep, that's high enough. I won't go that high again. And it got to a point where I had to put padding on the bar to stop myself from hitting that too much. Now, the straight bar dips is something that a lot of people struggle to do at home, because obviously not everyone's got that sort of that waist height bar. What I found in the past, and this is not something that's condoned by Freeletics, I imagine, but I like to do it on the corner of my kitchen unit. So you put your hand either side on the kitchen unit and you do your dips in there. Also, lately I've been going out into the hallway, and at the top of the stairs there's a little railing that has that little perfect bit. I'm going to upload a video of that, because I did some video. I did Herakles the day before yesterday, and I took some video of my straight bar dips being done above the top of the stairwell, hoping that the banister doesn't collapse. I reckon it's a great workout, Herakles, and on its own, for me, as someone who likes to do a lot of upper body work and lots of pull-ups and push-ups, for me as a standalone, I would need to add that to something else. But if you're just getting started with bodyweight work, the commando pull-ups are quite, they're very, very different to standard pull-ups, and it almost feels like you're towing yourself up. You know, it's quite a cool movement, and it'll surprise you about, because when I first did them, I thought I'm not going to be able to do those. They look very difficult, but they're actually okay. I think you surprised yourself with the shoulder connection as well with the bar as well. I seem to remember you saying. But it's a really cool workout, and if you've only got a few minutes to spare, if you've got a 10-minute window or a 15-minute window, then I would definitely recommend Herakles. It's a 3-round workout. The rest, for a 3-round workout, to spend 3 lots of 60 seconds resting, you know, as much as rest is obviously important, I do feel like for me the rest periods are too long in Herakles. I don't know about you. I feel like
for me, I mean, because I think it has to do with the level, you know, the fitness level. For me, it's
definitely
it's pretty good. The 60 seconds, I'll take them anytime. I'll be fine. And I cannot do many pull-ups. I mean, it's good. The number 5, it's really good for me. I cannot do many pull-ups at the moment. I can do like 7, 8, like we said. 8, I think, right now. And
that's good, man.
5,
you have 8. That's really cool. Yes, beast. One thing I will say about the 5 rep, right now, this is something that happens quite a lot in Freeletics for me, like the 5 rep thing. Now, for me, each rep, so these are commando pull-ups. So you bring your head to the left of the bar, and then to the right of the bar, and then to the left of the bar. For me, that needs to be an even number to get an even distribution of work, you know.
Like, so the 6?
Yeah. Sometimes I would add a 6. I wouldn't drop one though for the 4, but I might add a 6, because it's the same as when you do say you do 15 split lunges. One of those legs is getting that extra rep, you know, because it's an odd number. So I always do find that it does confuse me sometimes when you have that odd number on a workout or an exercise that's split, you know, where it was split between your limbs, between your legs. So I think that is a weird one. I think 6 is a better one for that personally, because then you get that even. But then
we have to contact Freeletics.
I might do. You know, they've had those messages from me before. I've just accidentally pressed start on mine, and I almost started going. Yeah, little things like that. And speaking of contacting freelancers, I do need to just contact them.
3, 2.
How? Yeah, I'm just going to jump on the bar. Coach is counting. I got to start.
I have to go. Okay, coach, I'm coming.
I'm coming, coach. I'm coming. I'm coming. Just crying into your mat. Oh,
Guys, whoever is listening, I have to go right now. I'm going for a workout.
I gotta do a workout. Coach is counting. That's a good thing. What I'd like to do once we get out of lockdown, I'd like to spend a little bit more time with other free athletes, and I want to just walk around with that phone in my pocket, and every time they hear that countdown, they've got to do whatever comes up on the phone. That'd be so
No, that
cool.
would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
Oh, mate, I might compile some videos and just send them randomly to people, and it will just start with the countdown: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You just send it.
Yeah, you have to go. Whatever you see on the video, you have to do it, and you have 5 seconds.
That would be so cool. Yeah, and then you find out it's Kerberos, and they just drop down and start those planks. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, there's so many games we could play with Freeletics as well, I think. So you've done Herakles as part of your what's your journey called? Weights free game.
Yeah, the weights free game. Yeah, I've done it outside of coach. I haven't got it yet.
Self-selected.
Yeah, self-selected. Yeah, when I feel it, sometimes on the days off, I just selected and doing it just to test myself how the improvements, and also because the pull-ups. I just want to keep improving on my pull-ups.
Yeah, it's definitely a good move, and you do feel it's hitting different muscle groups to standard pull-ups for sure, and those dips as well. I'm a big fan of dips. I like dips. I mean, it hits that upper chest, and especially if you can get some good reps going. And the other thing with things like dips and pull-ups is you can always add weight to them once you get to a point where say 5 reps is perhaps is quite comfortable for you. There's always stuff you can do with pull-ups to add or even to add a resistance band if they're too hard. There's always ways of modifying those. I mean, things like there's some exercises that are quite difficult to adapt to keep that progressive overload going, but all the exercises in Herakles you can add to or add support to. I like to add resistance band is good for the push-ups if you feel like by the end you've still got a little bit extra in the tank. But actually, to be honest, usually by the time I usually get to Herakles, it's about all I can manage really. Just with the body weight as it is. But yeah, that's again one of my favorite Freeletics workouts, Herakles, because it can add on to any sort of session that you have.
Yeah.
It is a good one. I like it a lot.
For an extra strength, you want to do it. You want to finish the day strong, and you just do Herakles, and you're fine with it.
That's it, absolutely. And I think actually, as a compliment to Poseidon, because I have these personal goals and these targets. I do a lot of with coach. It's a lot of legwork with coach, which is great, which is exactly what I need. But I want to keep on top of that upper body strength. So if you've only got half an hour, you can add Poseidon to your day. You can add a Herakles. It's a quick blast, and you don't need low rep pull-ups. That's a great little blast for your upper body. So yeah, big fan. Herakles done.
Yeah, let us know how it is.
Absolutely. Yeah, let us know if you've done Herakles, if you've got Herakles in the pipeline, even if you haven't done it, and that is something that you are looking forward and I think things that we can't do right now, the things that we are unable to do right now, should excite us. That should excite us about what's yet to come. If you put that work in, that there's the reward. You can see it clearly in front of you. The reward is one day I'm going to be able to do that, and you will. Everyone will. If you put that effort in, you put that work in, and you are consistent, everybody's got that in them, and it's exciting. It is an exciting thing I'm excited about all the things I can't do. There's a lot.
It's a goal
of
to
them.
look for, if you can get it or not, you know, and how far you can go too. Just another goal.
There's quite a few free athletes actually, like Khan, who he's determined to check every God workout off his list, and I think Laszlo was doing that as well. I think he was ticking them all off at one point, but that's times 1, times 2, times 3. He just wants to conquer that whole list, because I think
that's crazy.
I think what he said actually in the WhatsApp group the other week was he feels like if he's done them before, then he's got nothing to fear. You know, it's eliminating the fear of any gods that he hasn't done. So when you've done that and you've conquered all of those gods, then you're going to end up feeling invincible. Powerful moves. Right, there we go. Another episode in the bag. That is episode 12. We have got some exciting things coming up in our future. We've got projects that we are working on. We're not going to tell you about those yet because we want to keep those from you. We're going to withhold those because it's stuff that we are.
It has to be a surprise.
Oh, it's going to be so exciting. But yeah, there you go. What a spoiler! What a spoiler at the end of the episode to keep you hanging on. Come back for more. Who knows when we're going to divulge the information of these things. It's been a tough week, man. Yeah, stronger together. It's been a tough week, and I think these journeys are getting particularly tough. But we got this, man. We got this. You know we have.
Oh yeah.
If anyone needs anything from the community, if you are struggling, reach out, speak to us. You know, I mean, I've seen some people in the various Freeletics Facebook groups that are struggling with certain things, and it sometimes just asking those questions, you'll learn something from the vast experience that exists within the Freeletics community. We've all been there. This is the beauty of Freeletics. They are journeys, but they are not journeys that only you have been on. They are journeys that we've all experienced. They do adapt. They adapt to your level of fitness, but the mentality is still the same, getting through these things. And we've all been through those hurdles. I mean, we've been through hell weeks. So you know, the experience is there to be tapped into. Ask these questions. Make sure you ask these questions. If you've got problems, if you've got or ideas, you know, you've probably got solutions that we've never thought of, and we value everybody's feedback, and it's not just you and coach on a private journey. We're all doing this together, and we're all experiencing the same thing. Hashtag stronger together, man. I mean,
there you go. Don't forget that, you know, when you feel alone, we're stronger together, and when we have each other, we are unstoppable. There is nothing we cannot achieve. We are the best adaptation machine in the universe. We go for the moon, then we go to the Mars, then we go to the next solar system, and then I'm gonna find whoever knows what we're gonna find. Stronger together.
That's right. When we conquer our goals, it gives us a good view into the future and into the next one. Sometimes you can't see the next goal from where you are until you've completed the previous one. Awesome. Brilliant. So thank you very much, everybody, for listening. Thank you, Angelo, for sharing.
Thank you, Oli. Thank you, everybody.
That's okay. We got it, man. We got this thing tied up. As long as you are consistent and you reach out when you need to reach out. We're all here together. We're all here working on, you know, which we're all trying to get better. And this community is growing stronger and stronger and stronger every single week. Keep up the good work, everybody. We're very proud of you. And it's good to speak to you again.
Stay strong, everybody.